A brain injury can happen to anyone at any time, changing a life forever. Now, this is what happened to one area man after a bull riding competition, and 12 years later, he's still on the road to recovery. Anna Stanislaw takes a look at brain injury awareness in this week's Healthy Living.
Curtis Anderson had been bull riding for 10 years until that fateful day.
June 26, 2002, I remember setting my bull rope in the chute, and then I lost my balance and I hit the bull's head twice with my head.
He was rushed to hospital and spent 3 weeks in a drug-induced coma and had to learn how to talk and walk all over again.
I just think we were in shock or numb for a year or 2 or 3. I don't know, but I always believed, like I've always said, I always believed he would survive. I had no question about that.
And then when we got up there and I seen him on the stretcher, it was pretty hard to take at the moment, but I just knew that he'd pull through.
It's been a long and hard journey for Curtis Anderson and his family, but he continues to make a miraculous recovery.
I'm working on getting more movement and function use out of my left arm every day and just getting stronger balance.
His advice for other survivors is to take it one day at a time. Having the support of his parents and going to therapy was a major part of his recovery process.
They have their highs and lows, which is only natural, everybody does, and I think just keep believing.
You have to work on yourself a lot too, because it just seems to come out and you have to deal with your own issues also to grow with to stay on the journey with him.
Curtis is now a motivational speaker and raises money for brain injury support groups through his annual Courage Canada trail ride.
It's a really good feeling being able to accomplish what I've done, and just, I guess the bottom line is to be there to help others, because one day they'll help you.
Anna Stanislaw, Newcap News.
And of course, for more information on Curtis Anderson or the Courage Canada Trail Ride, you can visit caccanada.com. Well, some local teachers got a little bit messy this afternoon as they raised money for a non-profit group. Well, armed with pies in hand, these elementary school kids lined up one by one at the Winston Churchill School gym as they got a chance to take their best shot at their teacher of their choice. Now, each student paid $2 per pie, with all the money going to Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Lloydminster.
It's exciting to bring it into the school where the kids get to do something messy and something not so normal, and it definitely brings in some money for the organization.
Combined with a bake sale earlier in the day, the school raised more than $1,000.
At the end of the day, the money goes towards paying the bills, paying staff wages, buying supplies for the programs, supporting the matches, screening the volunteers, all that sort of thing that takes part every day.
The next event for Big Brothers Big Sisters is their Bowl for Kids' Sake fundraising drive at the Border Bowl on March 28th. TAG News now. Finances are an important part of farming, and today some local producers spent the day getting advice courtesy of Farm Credit Canada. Kyle Galver has more in this week's Ag Report.
Red Chandro grew up on a northern Alberta farm and has degrees in agriculture and finance. Today he was in the border city for an ag knowledge exchange put on by Farm Credit Canada.
When it comes to the range of the issues in the farm community, I'm well versed in and trained to handle most of them.
For more than a decade, Chandro has traveled across the country speaking with producers about the business side of agriculture.
It's trying to get the farmers in the room more familiar with intermediate type knowledge based around the numbers and the business aspect and financial aspect of their farm.
The education part of farming has become key to the industry. Knowledge is what the industry is based on now. It's more than just getting out there and working hard. You have to know your numbers.
Today's session covered a wide array of topics, but there are always a few main points he tries to get across.
Know your numbers, manage your business, talk as a family, and make sure you communicate effectively.
And it seems those in attendance have been listening.
The importance of agriculture right now is the financing. Without it, it isn't possible to operate, and so the more we can learn from that, the better off we'll be in the end.
Kyle Galliver, Newcap News.